So, Sandy Rosco from the St. Gabriel Chamber of Commerce. We are about to go live. We are setting up. We are about to share with everybody how St. Gabriel Valley to be the best place to live, work, and play. I think we are live. Sandy Rosco, you are live on Facebook. So for those of you who don't know, I met Sandy, I think 10 years ago, Sandy. And you know
No,
what?
13, Rudy, 13 years.
Oh, wow, 13 years ago. And I still remember later on, if we have time, I'm going to find a picture. Sandy, you remember you are holding like my
Yes,
baby?
that I tell that story all the time, Rudy, because I barely knew you. We met in October of 2007, and I didn't know you all that well, let alone your wife, who I had never met, and our baby, who you just was born, and you were going to do a real estate expo. And Rudy, you, from the very beginning, even though it was a long time ago, even though so much has changed, I have to tell you vividly remember my first encounter with you. And then the fact that you wanted to do a real estate expo. And you said, would you do it with me? I said, well, I learned one thing, Rudy. If Rudy Kasuma was going to be doing something, you did not want to miss out. And this is the early days. This is the early days of your business, but it was contagious. Your desire to engage people, to connect people, to help people. It was from the very second I met you. So we do this real estate expo. We have it all set up at the Elks Lodge. It's raining, but it didn't matter. It was just this fantastic event that you had planned. And in walks Vinny, and she's done all this catering. She has personally made all this food. She's balancing the baby, and she's carrying food, and she's trying to figure it out. Well, I don't know how to step in and do her cooking, although I'm a good cook. I didn't know how to do hers, but I can hold that baby. I said, hand me the baby. And she looked at you and she looked at me, and you reassured her that I was not some crazy woman, although maybe, took the baby, and just from that second felt this connection, not just with you, but with Vinny, with the baby. And the only thing that was hard was when she wanted him back and he wouldn't go. And I said, no problem, I'll just keep him. Not exactly words that a brand new mother wants to hear. But I did learn from that moment, actually from the time I met you, October of 2007, that is something about your contagious nature. When you said, I was thinking of doing this, would you like to be part of it? You never say no. I learned never say no, because there would be so much value in it, and you would be learning and growing. And here we are, Rudy, over 13 years later, and we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still doing. And you mentioned my professional background up here, the virtual background. And I said to you, there was no way that I was coming on here and having you have that beautiful 5 core values behind you, which you know that I love that. I just look at it every time I'm in your office. I thought, I am not showing up on his event with some stupid background, and Rudy has his 5 core value commitments behind him. And I have a wall with pictures. No, thank you. So Alexis Salamanca, he understood how I feel about you, and you just don't show up less than go big serve.
And Sandy, and today in in the last 12 months, as you know, with this coronavirus, COVID economy, I want to remind all the small businesses here in this area, professional and small business, what I learned the most from you, Sandy, is this. Back in 2007, you guys, when I first met Sandy, I was a brand new agent, right? I just moved into St. Gabriel, and I called the Chamber of Commerce. And I remember, Sandy, you actually showed up you show up in person, yes. Right? So before I get my real estate license, Sandy, I used to import products from overseas. I used to sell different stuff. I used to be part of different chamber when I was in Los Angeles. But not one that I recall. No, yeah, no one. I think people actually show up. And this is a reminder for all small business owners and professionals watching this. One of the things to be successful is the second mile, right? So what I learned from you, Sandy, is that it was just a, well, how much was it? Like $200 a year
No,
membership?
at that time, it was $175.
Yeah, it's only like $170 membership. I call you, we don't know each other. I'm a brand new agent. I have nothing. Like, I call you, and I remember you actually showed up in person and you took your time to explain the member benefits to becoming a member of the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, right? And so this is one gold nugget, you guys. In the middle of COVID economy, how you can be successful, be like Sandy, right? So when the clients call you, because people call you from online, and later on, Sandy, the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, you guys, they help so much businesses how to put you online. Later on, Sandy will share with you how to do that. But what's cool, Sandy, when people call them online, Sandy, they need to show up, kind of like what you did in 2007, right? You show up one time in 2007, met a brand new agent, I don't know anything, and that's my only $170 with the money that I didn't have, right? But I believe in you, Sandy, right? Because I don't believe the same chamber, like I didn't know San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, right? But I know you because I met you in person. You are a reflection on the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce. So I have faith in you. I believe in whatever you told me last time, and that's what I invested $170, the money that I didn't have, because that was a new business for me, right? I'm investing in a new business. I didn't know what I'm gonna get out of it, but to believe in you. And that's a big learning lesson, you guys, when no matter which sales, whatever sale you have, everybody's in sales, right? The
Yes.
consumers, they buy you.
Yes.
Right, Sandy? So I just want to share that story, what you did in 2007. And since that time, since 2007, today, 2021, I renew my membership. I never late. I always pay early. I
Yes.
don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sandy, I don't think you ever chase me. Like you never call
No,
here,
no.
hey, there's my membership,
No,
right? And
no.
this is, watch this, you guys, and look at it. We can learn a lot from Sandy here about basic sales. And I remember, Sandy, in the last, since 2007 till now, whatever, every time Sandy needs special projects, whatever, we always support it. It's a client. So Sandy, what we teach the real estate agents here, Sandy, and we can apply it in any business.
Yes.
What you teach us, what you taught me in 2007, that's called clients for life. Right. So essentially, yes, I become, Sandy, I become your clients for life, right? Till death do us part.
Well, I think, Rudy, what's so important is to never, never, never take that for granted. And one of the things that I was hoping that I could bring to this chamber when I started in November of 2006, I was hoping what I could bring to the chamber was what I had learned and done all through my professional career, whether a legal secretary or in Christian education, Christian ministry, and then here, what I was hoping to bring was that you don't take anyone for granted. Never take anyone for granted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what their business is. Do not take them for granted. And that's one of the things that I think connected me and you and me. And then, of course, with Vinny and your whole team, that's what's kept us connected, is not taking anyone for granted. And do not take for granted that they're going to always be there. I mean, we've learned so much that's changed through COVID, through obviously people dying and leaving. But more than that, just this attitude of, oh, well, I can do that tomorrow. Oh, well, it'll always be here. We have to remember, they may not always be here. They may move. They don't have to stay engaged with my chamber. They don't have to stay engaged with your business, right?
Yeah, that's powerful, Sandy. And anyone, especially now, Sandy. So that message, you guys, we can apply it because the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, your purpose is to help small businesses in the area as well as professional. And naturally, that's how we can make San Gabriel Valley to be the best place to live, work, and play, because then every single person take that extra mile, that care, right? But I'm curious, though, Sandy.
The extra mile. And, Rudy, I really appreciate your allowing the San Gabriel Chamber to name an award after you, which I know you weren't comfortable with, but thank you for letting us do it, that we give out the Second Mile Service Award to businesses, to nonprofits, to individuals that we see consistently go that extra mile. And you adopted it. It isn't just a second mile, it's third mile, fourth mile, fifth mile, that there is no boundary. There's no boundary in service. Either you're there to serve or you're not. And if you're going to measure it, and if you're going to say, well, here's my boundary, here's my stopping point, I'll go this far and no further, you're not going to be successful. You might be successful monetarily for a little while, but that's not how we measure success. We measure success by the relationships we build, the lifelong relationships, and then how we share all of that. And so if you come into a situation where I say, I don't know if this business will ever join the chamber, I don't know if I can meet their needs, I don't know if I'm going to be a good match, but I'm here to serve them. I'm here to help them. I'm here to engage them. And it's all about the other person. And that's one of the things that you've taken into your business, Rudy, is it's not about you. It's about the team. It's about the other person. It's about your client. And it doesn't matter if it's real estate or sales at a flower shop. It doesn't matter. It's still the same principles. The same principles exist. And I think one of the things that I have missed most is not being able to come to your training, because every time you used to have a 3-day, 4-day training session, I always like to come, not because I'm a real estate agent, but I'm a hungry professional who needs to learn, who needs to always be improving, who needs to never satisfy with where I'm at. I need to learn, learn, learn. And through all this, you've let me know when they are, but I haven't been able to come to those because we've been just so busy with what we've been trying to do through COVID. But I think I miss those trainings. One of the most things I miss is those trainings, because you always helped us learn how to never, ever, ever, ever be satisfied with where I am today professionally. I want to improve myself. I want to improve myself. I can always build. I can always get better. And I miss those trainings. I can't wait until I get to come back and sit in the back of the room and just be part and learn with my little notebook and my pen.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm always curious, Sandy, before we jump into, I want you to share what does the Chamber of Commerce has to offer to help many small business owners and professionals here. But before we do that, Sandy, I'm curious. Do you guys know Sandy Rosco here? I don't know why you've been attending our training, and you take more notes than the real estate agents, that because I think our teaching is specific to real estate. I don't think I ever do motivational speaking, but can you share, Sandy? Like, I'm just curious, like, what did you learn? Like, you sit there in the training. Most real estate agents, they don't even want to go to the training, but you actually ask, can I go to the training? I was like, are you sure? Can you share, like, well, I'm curious now, like, what did you learn? Because I think that's a very specific.
Well, because I don't operate, none of us operate in a vacuum. And Rudy, you have always been willing to share what you learn. Always, whatever you've learned, you have been willing to share it with whoever would like to learn. You've never taken what you learn and just hold on to it. It's just for Rudy and for Rudy alone. You've never done that. And so I've always felt that if you get yourself out there and you go to training, you read books, you listen to things, if you are willing to prepare, and share that knowledge, then I know there's something for me there. And I have a lot of, it isn't just the chamber, it's, my church, it's ministry, it is family, it is friends. But look at the people that the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce needs to serve. And we can learn from you. What I've learned from you is service. That's not unique to real estate. That is all about getting up in the morning and saying, who do I get to serve today? Because you will say, who do you know that that's looking to buy a home, to sell a home, uh, you're always saying that, not for you, but for the real estate agents that are in your sphere. But that applies to every professional, getting up in the morning and saying, who do I know that needs the San Gabriel Chamber today? Who do I know that needs to be engaged? Who do I know that we need to reach out to? Who do I know that needs to expand their horizon, to feel more engaged, to have a reason for getting up? And if I'm never willing to learn, excuse me, if I only want to look at what's good for an executive director of a San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce or a chamber, what does that even mean? There's no such thing. I want to learn how to be a better professional. I want to learn how to be a better friend. I want to learn how to serve my members better. And you have all these hints for it, ways to engage. Like you say, it's not about cold calling. It's all about these relationships that we build, and you build trust. And I have a trust in you, Rudy. I trust that if you have something that you're willing to share, I trust that you have something I need to learn that will help my members and will help the nonprofits, that will help the businesses, that will help the residents, that will just help build better relationships, because you are a relationship builder. That's what you're all about.
Sandy, I think who told me last time, somebody way smarter than me, Sandy said that one day when you and when I pass away, the legacy is not the money that you make, but the legacy is the number of people, the relationship, the soul that's being impacted by you, right? That's your legacy, by the number of people that you touch. Let's talk about the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce. Sandy, in the middle of coronavirus, COVID economy, can you share some of the programs that I know you work really, really hard to help the small business owners and the professionals here in this area, Sandy? I put up your slide here.
Okay, we'll leave that one there for a minute. One of the things that people, one of the catchphrases of this last year has been pivoting, pivoting, pivoting. But I look at you, and you haven't pivoted because you always did things in a certain way. You didn't rely on one formula. You were always looking outside the box. So one of the things that the San Gabriel Chamber realized early on, that it wasn't about pivoting, it was about doing what we were already doing, only doing it better and looking for even more effective ways. So we had different catchphrases. We had catchphrases like information superhighway. We had strength through numbers together. We had creativity became one of our catchphrases. Determination became a catchphrase. Thriving through this challenge. And I resent anyone that says, how are you surviving? I resent that, and I always have. Rudy, I've always resented that, and I've shared this with you before, having gone through a divorce and becoming a single mom. I hated it if somebody would say, oh, how are you surviving? I'm not surviving, I'm thriving. And I would do the same thing through this whole COVID. Was from the very beginning, I don't want to come out of this being a survivor. I want to come out of this being a thriver. So we had different catchphrases and different words that meant a lot. And the information superhighway was probably what the San Gabriel Chamber became immediately, because we couldn't be in person. Now, I would have gone out in person, but we were told to stay home. And as you can imagine, that was really not easy for me, because I don't want to be here. I want to be out with my people. But that wasn't what we were supposed to do. So we became information superhighway, but not just, look at the news, folks. Here's a newscast. Look at it yourself. What we became was, we had to get information out constantly. And you get it, you get our emails. And so if there was going to be a town hall meeting or some kind of, any kind of interaction with with Congresswoman Judy Chu, with Senator Susan Rubio, Assemblymember Ed Chow, our wonderful supervisor, Catherine Barger, with the SBDC, with the insurance commissioner, if we found out about a town hall meeting or some kind of a virtual gathering, we didn't just email that out. We would text people, we would call them and say, make sure you're on this call, make sure you plug in, make sure you listen to this. And then we would follow up. And in the beginning, it was so hard because our businesses all went into fear. They were panicking. They were panicking like I can't even tell you how they were panicking. So we had to reassure them and encourage them based on not knowing what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen, but I could assure them of a couple of things. I could assure them that the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce was not going to go away. We never closed. We never went on furlough. We never took a hiatus. I could reassure them of that. And I could reassure them that we would let them know of every single thing we found out about loan opportunities, grant opportunities, virtual town hall meetings. We were committed to that. So sometimes it was 24/7, but that's what you do if you love your people. And not just in San Gabriel, but as you know, it's Riverside, the Inland Empire, San Gabriel Valley, the San Fernando Valley. It's everywhere. We have members everywhere, but it wasn't just about our members. We, like you, we didn't care if you were a member of the chamber or not. If they called the chamber office and said, I don't know what to do. Well, I don't know what to do. We didn't say, well, are you a member of our chamber? Gee, that's too bad. We said, this is, we can connect you with this. We can connect you with this. We can help you with this. Now, we didn't have money to loan. I wish we did, but we could stay engaged. And we kind of reformatted our website. We had board members and ambassadors that we were determined to help me. We would text message, we would make phone calls, because one of the things that we learned early on was the fear level was off the charts. People whose foundation was their bank account, that was very scary. But a lot of these are little mom and pop businesses. They have invested every penny they had in their business. And it wasn't just about growing it bigger. It was about surviving. It was about keeping their door open. How are we going to keep the lights on? How are we going to pay our vendors? How are we going to put food on the table? It was so real. And it was so obvious that how important it was, Rudy, that we had built a family, that the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, we had built an organization, we had built a foundation, we had built this community where it felt like a family. And we didn't care where you're located. You're part of our family. We are hurting with you. We're crying with you. We're bleeding with you. And we had to be committed. And that was one of our words, committed, determined, to where if a business owner called me crying, saying, I tried for that and the website crashed. I tried this and their website, not our website, but all these county, all these state, all these federal, all this insanity that was going on. It was insanity. So what they needed from me, what they needed from our chamber was a calmness. Now I could be, screaming outside, but when I answered the phone for them, my cell phone, we were never not reachable. They wanted to hear reassurance. They wanted to hear we cared. And Rudy, one of the things that you have always impressed upon your team members, because I've heard you over and over, you have expressed, speak from your heart, let people see your heart. And you didn't know me. Vinny sure didn't know me, but you weren't afraid to let me see who you were. You weren't afraid to be vulnerable. And I didn't take that for granted, and I still don't. But we've worked hard to build that kind of trust with our community at large, not just San Gabriel, but at large. so that when something like this happened, they knew I didn't have money to give them, or I would have, but I could care. I could listen. I could make phone calls on their behalf. I could say, let me research how that happened. I could be on the phone to our supervisor at 7 o'clock in the morning to her representatives and say, your website crashed. What would you like me to tell my people? You can't have a website that crashes. We could be problem solvers. We could be there for them. And sometimes that's all they need. And you know that in your real estate business, if a homeowner is just going through the hardest time, what they need is a listening ear. What they need is a caring heart. And when we went through recession clear back in 2008, Rudy, you did something I will never, ever forget. I won't forget it. I won't forget it. And I've used it and I have told people about it. You developed a program where you would take lunch to an office, whether it was the hospital or any office. You would take the people lunch. And this is before you had very much money. It wasn't like you had a ton of money to spend, but you would bring lunch in and you would just present a way for them to stop foreclosure, save their home. Because what I learned from you back then, you said these employees, your employees cannot give their full attention to their business when they're trying to make phone calls to save their home. They're making phone calls at every break. They're making phone calls during lunch. They're making phone calls during their work time, not because they're terrible employees, they're about to lose their home. And so you came in with a lifeline. You didn't have money to give them, but you listened, you cared, and you said, let's see if we can solve this problem together. Do you remember that?
Wow, you remember that?
I remember it clearly, Rudy. I remember it clearly. And I thought about that, and I've used that through this pandemic, especially in the beginning. You had panicking people who said, we're going to lose our business tomorrow. The landlord said he's going to foreclose. I couldn't solve that, but I could listen. I could care. I could make phone calls to different people. I could give them resources. And that's what you did. I learned that from you because you presented resources back then. That was back in what, 2008?
Yeah, yeah, that's called employee benefits. It's a group benefit. So yeah, I'm amazed you remember that. What I used to do a long time ago in 2008. Basically, we went to companies, Sandy, government, basically offices, and we offer these employee benefits, right? So it's a group benefit where we educate the employees how to get out of that financial distress.
Yes.
Right, so we present it as an employee benefit because then it helps the employers to provide that to the employees. So that way the employees can focus on their work instead of fearful about losing their home.
Yes. And that's what right now, or now isn't as bad, but back then when this all first happened, March, April, May, when nobody knew if they were going to be able to go to work the next day. No one knew what was going to happen the next day. And so they didn't know, do I get up and go to work? What do I do? And Rudy, something I learned from you is be prepared for the success that you want. So get up, get dressed, and get ready to go to work. Now, if your employer says we're not going to be open today, okay, but you don't wait until he calls you to say you're open to say, okay, I'll get up out of bed and get ready now. You get there. And if you're the business owner, get ready to open your shop so that if the governor says you get to open, you're ready to open. Yeah. And it's a whole different mindset. It's a mindset of I'm not going to be defeated. And then we really worked hard to get the information out there, but not just send them a flyer or send them a website to go to from a county person or a state person, federal person. They needed a live person. They needed someone with skin on them. So we took what we were already doing, which was building this family and had been doing since 2006 when I came, build this family, and just make it even more meaningful. And it was the kind of a mindset that now has just flowed because it doesn't matter where they're located. They know that we're a safe zone. They know they can come together with us. And yes, members get so many more benefits, of course. But even if they're not a member, we will find some way to help them. And something that the San Gabriel Chamber, it just sort of happened, it just sort of evolved, was we have this, and you've seen, because I have shared it with you, the San Gabriel Chamber's Compassion Campaign. Back in November, end of November, we were given from Bruce Chen from MYZ Financials and Insurance Services, and Mary Wong, chamber member Mary Wong from Exact Tax. They gave us 24 cases of KN95 masks, but they gave them to us for the purpose of sharing. And then one of your friends, Pastor Andy Hadi from Impact Christian Church in Rosemead, well, technically Rosemead, really East San Gabriel, he gave us probably 30, and you know Pastor Hadi, and he gave us 30 cases of masks and hand sanitizers. So we had all these beautiful masks, hand sanitizers given to the chamber, no cost for us. Now, they knew that we would never misuse this. So using it for a fundraiser was the last thing on our mind. We developed this just became part of our compassion campaign. And it has become so fun in the Christmas time, we put little elf hats on and we were going around like little elves, and we were handing out like to the San Gabriel PD and the fire department and La Casa Community Center and AYC, Options for Learning, these different organizations. We were taking cases of masks, giving them to them. And then the Women's Foundation, San Gabriel Women's Foundation, every year they put together holiday baskets, and you've helped with that. This year they were focusing on the homeless families in San Gabriel, or the families that were very much at risk of being homeless, putting together these holiday baskets. So we gave like 3 cases of masks and hand sanitizers, so that every one of those baskets had boxes of masks, K95 masks. And then the Foundation for Living Beauty, that's one of our chamber members that helps women on a cancer journey. All their services are free. Everything's free. Those women have to wear 2 masks when they go out. They're in chemotherapy, they're in radiation. Well, we had masks, so we were able to give them cases of masks for that. It's been really, really fun to engage people that way. And then at the last breakfast, we said anybody that comes to breakfast gets a free box of masks. Didn't matter if you're a chamber member. We didn't care about membership. We didn't care about that at all. And so last Saturday, we had this impromptu, fully masked, fully social distance networking event out in the street, on the sidewalk, because people were coming to get their boxes of masks, not cases, but boxes, and networking with each other. And they would say, but can I still come? I'm not a member of the chamber. We said, are you a business owner or employee? Yes. Great. Come get your masks. And there they were from 9 o'clock in the morning. Before 9, they start showing up, and they're there. This human connection and business connection, and these nonprofit organizations and our businesses, there they are getting their masks. And it's been so fun. And now our ambassadors and our board members are going around with boxes of masks, and they're going to any business, anywhere. If they see a business that's open, they can go in, hand them a box of masks, and say, this is a gift from the San Gabriel Chamber. We want you to stay healthy. We want to help your business. And it's not about membership. It's about building this community all throughout. And the San Gabriel Valley, it's exciting to see the desire to connect, the desire for community, the desire to come together. And it has to start with somebody. It has to start. So we thought, why not us? So we didn't care if they're not a member. We don't care. We just want to help your business be healthy. We want to help you be healthy, because this will be over soon. We'll be back together soon. And you don't wait until it's over to start being successful. You keep going now. And that's what's been exciting, Rudy. It's been exciting to say, yeah, no, we're not closed until, sometime in 2021 or 2022. We're not going to close. We're not going to stop doing these things. We're going to do it safely. we're going to be very safe and follow all the protocols, but we're not going to wait until it's over to figure it out. We're going to figure it out now. And the San Gabriel Valley, just because of the different cultures and the different type of people that we have, they're all the same. And I think through this whole COVID and pandemic, whatever you wanted to call it, this whole challenge, I think we've seen that this is the equalizer. This is an equalizer. Because if you look at who's gotten the disease, if you look at the different terrible losses we've had, it affected everybody. So we're all equal. We're now at an equal level playing field as far as our need for connection and our need to be cared about and listened to. And we find a way to work it out. It doesn't matter the culture, doesn't matter the nationality, it doesn't matter what business you're in, it doesn't matter what your nonprofit is, it doesn't matter the bottom line of your bottom line. It's the San Gabriel Valley is very exciting in the way that they are determined not to fail. They're determined to come together. What they needed was connection. And we want to be that. We want the San Gabriel Chamber to be that connection. We want to be a connector. And that's one of the reasons I've always enjoyed coming to your real estate class, is because you are determined to help us realize that what people really want is to be heard and to be connected.
Cindy.
Stay that way.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. That's a lot of gold nuggets there. So for those of you watching, the professionals, business owners, did you notice what Sandy said just now? She said this: with this COVID economy, right, it's not just to survive, but how can we leverage this to thrive? Look at this now. With technology, Sandy, before COVID, do you even know Zoom? Do you even hear the word Zoom?
No.
I don't know Zoom before this. But look at you now. Right now, you are sending the message what the San Gabriel Chamber can offer to the platform online, right? In the past, when you met me, you do one-on-one meeting.
Yes.
Now with technology, you leverage technology to help more people. And then the second thing, what I put on my notes here, Sandy, is this: you said no emails, right? You said that the chamber could have just emailed flyers, but no, you don't just emails. You call. You visit the people. See, those principles can be applied in any businesses.
Yes.
Any business. If you just email people, so Sandy, here in our office, Sandy, we teach the agent here, email does not sell homes. Because think about it, if email sell homes, then the technology online company would have, then the agent, then the industry of real estate professional would have been wiped out, because then I don't need you. Right? I can just go online. So what can we do that the machine cannot do? Because if you don't email homes, then you have no value in the transaction. So here in our office, Sandy, we teach to show homes that they cannot see online. So but what you are saying is this: no emails, you call, you video, then you listen, you say connection a lot, right? Because people don't join the chamber because whatever, because when I joined the chamber, everybody have their own reason. It's a lifestyle. Same thing when people buy and sell a house, Sandy, they don't need to buy and sell a house, right? But there is a reason. It's a life event situations. Same thing like you. That's why I think we find similarities between what you do. Yes. You realize when people join the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, it's a live event situation. You are not selling a $170 membership. You realize you are not selling a $170 products. Right? No. So that's really cool. And I think that principle, Sandy, we can apply in any business. In any business, remember, no emails. Email doesn't sell whatever.
You can't rely on that. You can't, if you're going to have an event, I don't want to come to your 3-day conference or a 1-day conference or a breakfast you're doing because you sent me an email. I want to come because New picked up the phone, or you text message me, Sandy, we're doing this. If you'd like to come, it's open to you. Then it's that personal connection. I'm more than just an email. And it's true, the email is the fastest way to get flyers out and information about loans and grants and everything. But then you also need to be willing to go the extra mile, pick up the phone, go the extra mile, give a text message, go the extra mile. And if a business is open, stop in. If there's, how much time does it take when you see an open business to just stop in and introduce yourself and not throw a business card in their face? Just introduce yourself and say, I saw your door open. Thank you for being open. I just want to encourage you. I want to let you know that there are resources. Did you know the SBDC is free? I just want to let you know that. Here's their phone number. Just that little connection that somebody cared about them, somebody thought about them. And it, we do love, I don't love technology because I don't get it. It's hard for me. I like that one-on-one, but I'm doing it. It's like I had to come out of my comfort zone. And that's what this is all about. Come out of your comfort zone and do what your community needs. Not what I need, but what does the community need? How do I better serve them? Second mile, third mile, fourth mile service, core value. What is that all about? And we still continue to do our educational forums. Paul Chang, our community, our mutual best friend, Paul Chang, who I met through you, thank you, all those years ago. He did a wonderful educational forum in the evening, free, of course, complimentary, virtual. We can reach more people. It's posted on the website. But he did one on PPP, the PPP round 2. He did a whole educational forum on that. And then we did one on employment, the employment laws and the workers' compensation. Those laws changed on January 1st. Nobody knew that because it happens January 1st. Half the people were on, how many people were on vacation? But Paul Chang made sure that we knew these laws had changed. And we're like, oh no, our businesses don't know that. Workers' compensation changed, employment laws changed. Ignorance is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. You still have to obey it. So right away, we put on an educational forum. We invited virtually the community at large, everybody, and no cost, of course. And we recorded it. It's up on the website now. But we made sure that our businesses knew the new laws because they're responsible for knowing them. Well, we don't have to do that. That's not our quote unquote job, but second mile service, third mile service, fourth mile service says, if businesses are going to be hurt if they don't know these laws, then make sure you help them. It's exciting. It's exciting to expand our comfort zone. It's exciting to expand our vision. And it's exciting to say, what do our members need now? What does the community need now? And it's the same as it's always been. They need someone to care, to listen, to provide resources, to provide a phone number, to come do business with them. There was that wonderful 12 days to save the restaurants, so 12 days of takeout back in December. So the chamber could have just sent an email out, good luck, go do this. That's not helpful. We went and we purchased gift cards to restaurants and handed them out for raffle prizes, handed them out for giveaways, personally took out food all the time, because you can't just say, okay, everybody go support a restaurant, and then you don't go do it. So again, coming out of our comfort zone. And I think that that's a huge benefit of COVID. So one of the things that we're trying really hard to help everybody look at is not what we lost in 2020, but what did we learn? What did we gain? What can we take with us as we move forward? How can we, again, thrive through that challenge and become better people, better business owners, better employees, better at everything? I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's powerful, Sandy. Did you guys hear what Sandy said? This is how you gain clients for life. The secret to gain clients for life is to go beyond your job description. And it could be applied to anybody, right?
Yes.
If you are an office assistant watching this, the easiest way to get promoted over and over again is look at your job description and go beyond the job description, right? Sandy, like you said,
Yes.
most people now in this coronavirus, there's two group of people. The one that's just survive, meaning the one that's doing my job. Unfortunately, as technology becoming more advanced, that will be replaced because technology becoming more advanced. However, like Sandy said, it presents a good opportunity for
Yes.
people like what Sandy presented just now. Later on, I'm going to ask about your numbers, Sandy, your chamber numbers, because I'm sure it's your membership group because you go beyond the job description. Because in any business or any employees who go beyond the job description, you're gonna wow, because now look at it, right? If I'm an office assistant, Sandy, I work in your office and my job is to answer the telephone, but then I'm not just showing up in your office to answer the telephone. If I understand what business am I in, oh, I'm not just answering the telephone. Sandy office is doing, I don't know, A, B, and C. And if I care about my place of work, then guess what? Naturally, if you bring more value in that transaction, then naturally you get promoted over and over and over again. Sandy, a small business owner here in on Valley, they used to do a catering, like food catering, and after coronavirus, they have to stop because the supermarket closed. I mean, they used to do catering, and most people don't do it anymore. But you know what happened? And then they realized, Sandy, I forgot what's the story, but they realized, so they stopped for about 2-3 weeks, and then people start calling him, want to do more. Right now, they just open up the store. It's like 6,000 square feet store, and all they did is just online catering. Right, and their business flourish in the middle of this coronavirus. Sandy, can you share some of the programs here that's available for anybody to join?
So put that up. Now this was about the breakfast that was last Thursday, but we kept it up here because we will have a breakfast, a virtual networking breakfast. We had to move from physical breakfast, obviously, to a virtual one, but it is so much fun. And what it has allowed us to do, we always had a networking breakfast every month. This virtual networking breakfast, because we have to do it virtually, what it has allowed is more people to be a sponsor, because instead of the cost being $800 or $900 to pay for the food, since we're not eating the food, now the cost to be a breakfast sponsor is only $150 if you're a member, or $250 if you're a non-member. So more people can be a breakfast sponsor. More people can be an advertiser at the breakfast. The breakfasts are so much fun. The networking rooms open at 7 a.m. So you get to start networking, and you don't have to be a member of the chamber to come. You don't have to be, you've never even seen us before. It doesn't matter. You come, everybody's invited. Use RSVP, you network. We have great speakers. We have fantastic giveaways, then more networking, more speakers, more opportunity to advertise. So we have found a new way to do our networking breakfast and make it more accessible for people to be a sponsor, because the sponsor has a half an hour to present their business, to talk to people and to engage them for $150 or $250. That's a lot of value. We couldn't do that before. You had to pay for the breakfast, which was sometimes out of the reach of some people, $800, $900. Now, again, because of pandemic, now we get to do it for $150 or $250. We took advantage of that. So every month, the last Thursday of the month, and it's always up on the website, all you have to do is RSVP and come to that. And then the next thing is there a next slide, Rudy? Yeah. So all the chambers in San Gabriel Valley, those that want to, the chambers are all coming together on February 9th, and you don't have to be a member of a chamber to come. You just make a reservation through the Arcadia Chamber. That's the one that's taking the reservations. It's a free event. Come network. So the San Gabriel Chamber is a sponsor of this because we want to engage more people in the San Gabriel Valley. We want to showcase our members. We want to showcase what we're doing. But more importantly, it's really about keeping the community engaged, keep them engaged, keep them engaged. So this is on our website. Again, no cost. You don't need to belong to a chamber. just come and keep your business active. But it's not about your business, it's about you personally and professionally. Don't grow stagnant. Don't grow stagnant. Come out of your comfort zone and meet people. And then the next thing we have, this is probably one of the things I'm most excited about. And Rudy, let's come back to this because I want to put that other slide back up, but let's come back to this. There we go. As Rudy can tell you, he's been a sponsor of our expos ever since 2008. In 2008, he became a sponsor because I didn't meet him until October of 2007. Our expos are one of the most famous things we do. We're famous for them. They are an opportunity for people to promote their business, to sell products, to book tours, to book appointments. We couldn't do it last year because we didn't have the right platform, but two of our board members have worked really, really hard to find a platform that would work. So we have found a virtual platform that's really going to work for our kind of expo. So on the 19th of May, we're going to have our business expo. You don't need to be a member of the chamber to be a vendor. You'll just pay more. And then it's free for the public. But we're going to still be able to showcase our vendors' businesses. Again, if they have products to sell, they can book appointments. We'll have fashion shows, but what we're going to do this year that's different, we'll be able to do some breakout rooms. So if there is a vendor, one of our vendors that says, I would like to give a class during that time, they can pay a little more and have a private room to do a little class. We couldn't do that before because we didn't have the room. Now we can. So again, we're looking at, look what we get to do because we're going to do it virtually. So that's exciting for us, the 19th of May. Anyone that knows me knows that the expos are my favorite thing because it's the most powerful way for our vendors and our members to come together and meet people, several hundred people they wouldn't know otherwise. And so we have that coming up. And then if we can go back to, let's go to our website. If we can click on the website, we are encouraging people to go to our website. That's where you will see a lot of information. The homepage of our website, there's a lot of information about restaurants and upcoming events. And then under the resource pages, we have a COVID-19 resource page. We keep that very current. Visit that often. That's where you'll find information from the SBDC, the SBA, the different elected officials, different things that are coming up for loans and grants. It'll be on the COVID-19 page. Visit that, find out what's going on, find out where the loan information is, the grant information that'll be there. We have a member resource page where our members can put up flyers of different events they have coming or different specials. Then there's also our Zoom archives. That's where you will see the Zooms that of the employment law, of the last breakfast, of the PPP program that we did, the educational forum. We record all of our events and we put them up there in that Zoom. So if you weren't able to come to something, you can still listen to a speaker. That's another value for our breakfast sponsors. If somebody can't come, that's okay. Just listen to it later on the Zoom. So that's exciting. And now let's show the journal, because what we're most excited about, Rudy, and again, something that the other one that's really in depth about the journal. We needed to find a way to help our businesses promote their business, promote their nonprofit. That's the one. So this is a project that is just, I don't even sleep at night. I'm so excited about this because we needed a way to really promote our businesses, promote our nonprofits, promote our members, but to do it in a way that would be cost effective, because our businesses are little mom and pop shops right now. They have very little budget for advertising, very little. But we wanted to develop some kind of a platform where every member could be promoted, every member. So, and then our ones that did have some advertising budget, they could advertise in a way that would be most cost effective. So we are really excited about and very proud of our San Gabriel Valley Business Journal. You'll notice it's not the San Gabriel Chamber Business Journal, it's a San Gabriel Valley Chamber Business Journal. And it's our 80th anniversary. we're in the middle of our 80th anniversary. So this was very timely. And we're just going to quickly go through this. Every member of our chamber will be listed in this free of charge. So if you're a member of the chamber, you're going to be listed in this journal free of charge. Which is why it's important for our chamber members to go to our directory and make sure their information is current. Because just for the benefit of being a member, you're going to be listed in this amazing journal for free. But then you can also advertise in it. But we've been able to keep the cost. We're keeping the cost as low as we can. Still a fundraiser for the chamber, and still put out a quality product. But the advertising rates are much lower than might be thought about. And this is completely digital. It is a completely digital publication. We will be printing out 2,500 of them, and we'll leave them at hotels and high profile places, but mostly it will be digital, and it will be on all the major platforms, so that you can find it on Facebook and on Instagram and on all the different social medias. It'll be on there. And if you are a founding sponsor, which Rudy is, then you are in this and you're in it for life. And that's exciting. So you can find out more about this, obviously, through us. But this is an opportunity for the chamber to talk about our history, to talk about the chamber, our members, our business community. San Gabriel Valley is your destination. There will be opportunities for people to tell their story. Businesses can tell their story in this. A travel agent can promote their travel business through this. It is like a little history, and it'll be online as well as, printing out 2,500 of them. Founding sponsors are in it. You pay one time and you're in it for life. The good thing is, because it's digital, you can have URL links and website links, but you can also, let's say, Rudy, you do a lot of podcasts. You can have a page in here where you just take people to your different podcasts, which gives real value to the people that you've had on your programs. A business, let's say a tour company, they can take out an ad, they can be a sponsor, and they can use this to take people on a virtual tour of a trip that they've just taken, because it's all digital. And you can link it to your website. You can link it to whatever you want to link it to. And depending on your sponsorship, you can have up to 5 different URLs and up to 3 different links to all your different sites. So it's really exciting. It's an exciting opportunity for the chamber to get our history out there, to showcase our members, and to bring the community together and show why the San Gabriel Valley is the place to live, work, play. This was when the chamber the city had a float a couple of years ago in the parade. So here's there's a little story about that. It's just an opportunity to showcase, like I said, the chamber, our history, and our members in a platform that's beautiful, a platform that's living. It's a living, breathing publication, because it takes people to your website. It takes them to your business. You can have testimonials. So Rudy, you can have different clients that are thrilled, and you can have them do testimonials, and it'll be on your page because it's all live. You just, whatever you're doing, it's engaging. So this talks all about the publication, talks about the digital multimedia, how it's going to be done, and all the different platforms it'll be on. We are so excited about that. Like I said, I don't even sleep at night. I'm so excited about this but this was born out of the pandemic. It was born out of, how do we help our businesses that have a small budget or a medium budget? How do we help them get the most out of their advertising dollars? And they need to know that this is going to go far, and it's going to reach a lot of people. It's going to reach as many people as ever go online to any of these platforms. So this is the different costs of it. So you can spend, up from like $2,500 down to, a couple $100 for a business card ad. So we've tried to keep the price as reasonable and as low as we can, and give them the most value. because Rudy, you're a smart businessman. You want value for your dollars. You want to know, okay, if I'm going to spend $5,000, what am I going to get for it? What am I going to get? What I want value for my money. And so we are really excited that we can deliver a quality product. We're going to have the Hilton Hotel is going to help us with promoting this in the hotel, on their TVs and in the rooms, because it's all digital. It's all digital. Although we will have printed copies for that will be out at certain locations, 2,500 probably, but mostly all digital. So this is just something that we think will bring value to our chamber, but value to our members. And every member will be listed in this journal just for the cost of their membership. If they want to go beyond that, great, but they don't have to be. They will be listed in that directory so that everyone anywhere around the world can find them because it's digital.
Yeah, that's awesome, Sandy, because now as technology becoming more and more advanced, your in the past, Sandy, your storefront is your physical storefront. Right now, with online, you gotta win the game online. Google. If you Google cannot find you, then you don't exist.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly. And that's
yeah,
one of the things that we're excited about is we're working really hard to make sure that this has that priority of being listed in things because we don't want this to be lost. And we're also excited that, for instance, one of our security companies, they can have testimonials up on their ad of very satisfied customers. A travel agent can have testimonials from people that have gone on their cruises, gone on their trips, and they can give testimonials. And because it's live, it's all live. Well, it's digital, but it's
that's very powerful because it's one thing for me to say we are the best, but nobody cares about what you say about you. It's called bragging. But
yeah.
what other
Yes.
people say about you. Like
Yeah.
If Sandy say the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce is the best on the planet, everybody's looking at you like, wow, you are so boastful. But if other people, if your clients say that Sandy Rosco at the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce has helped me to grow my business, then that's a different ballgame. So I like it, the fact that you can put testimonials, what other people say about you.
Yes, and that was the power of this journal. But this journal would not have come about if we hadn't had this pandemic. We wouldn't have needed this. So rather than sit there and cry and say, oh, woe is us, you say, okay, we got to get creative. We have to, our little members are still paying membership. You can't say, well, when we reopen, we'll give you value for your membership. That's not going to work. No, you have to say, we're going to give you value all the time. Look what we've come up with. We came up with this. So, I mean, because Alexis Salamanca, his brain never sleeps, never. And so when he presented this to me, then of course you can imagine the two of us, neither one of us slept. We just couldn't help but just make it better. And how do we present this? And look what this is going to mean to our members and founding sponsors to know that for $3,500, you can be a founding sponsor. You are in that journal and you never go out. And if let's say that you are a business owner and you pay for a founding sponsor, but then you leave that company, you're the founding sponsor. It goes with that person, the person that paid it. So if they go to a different organization, they still get to take their ad with them. Because it connects into what they're doing now. It connects into their current website. If you transition in some way, or you change the name of your company somehow, it goes with you. It's a digital living document. It's living, it's breathing, it is there. And this is the homepage. And so you can see that we keep that current with everything. Find it in San Gabriel. That's something, Rudy, that you had sponsored, or find it in San Gabriel's social media platform. Every chamber member is in that. So their website is on that. So we have all these different categories. And then when you click on the category and then you click on the member, it takes them to their website. So it encourages our members to keep their website current, keep their website active. people paid a lot of money for their website. Most people pay a lot of money. So they want to showcase it. This is a way of showcasing it. So this is for every one of our chamber members. They're listed in this automatically. No extra money. Sponsors paid more, but the businesses didn't. So it's, our website's a lot of fun just to go through. It's like this whole little journey that you get to go through and learn about the different members and learn about different companies, learn about different nonprofits. Anyone that knows me knows that my heart is all about nonprofits. I love our nonprofits. So to be able to help them in all these different ways is powerful. So
Yeah,
this is.
yeah. I love what you guys at the St. Gabriel Chamber of Commerce has done for small businesses and professionals here in the area, Sandy, because what you are doing here is you are helping any businesses to have an online presence. Because like I said, right now, with information age, if you don't have an online presence, man, it's like in the past we used to have online physical store, right? If you don't,
Yes.
right now, who go to physical store? That's why Amazon is doing so well, is because they leverage technology. So now I appreciate what the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce has done to bring everybody here online. And Sandy, and thank you for always giving me the giving all of us the opportunity to take advantage of all this, right?
Well,
So,
it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to do that. And just so you know, Rudy, I hate the word Amazon. I hate that. You can imagine I'm not an Amazon person because it takes away from my little businesses, but I understand that people need to use it. I still go to a physical location, but I also shop online with my members. And that is like for the raffle prizes for our breakfast, we will get a gift card from a restaurant and they can email it to them. And it's just, so we still support our businesses physically. I do, because I'm not a Walmart shopper and I'm not an Amazon shopper, because it takes away. But you're right. Look what they've done. Look what they've done. So we had to keep up, and we had to keep up for our members. We had to say, okay, you invested. A nonprofit can join the chamber for $125. A small business can join for $220, medium size for $360. Larger than that, it's $500 for the year. But if they're going to invest that in us, we have to invest in them. And I just, our chamber, thankfully, I have a board of directors that agrees. You don't take someone's membership dollars and say, okay, we'll see you next year. They invested in us, we have to invest in them. And we have to constantly be looking for new ways to do that.
there's a lot of business principles here, you guys. I hope you guys pay attention on what Sandy has been sharing with us. Look at what the St. Gabriel Chamber have done, and we can apply in our own business. Look, the Chamber of Commerce could have just take our money and just be done with it, right? Because that's what, like, we don't expect the chamber to do all this crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know about other people, but I don't expect it. But the fact that the chamber done all this is amazing. So, Sandy, thank you so much. I learned so much from you on basic principle, like, for example, how to go and how to do more than what the people expect. This is how to become successful, you guys, in today's economy. We cannot just, oh, I'll do my job. If you just do your job, you will be fired. The economy changed. Doing your job is not good enough. Sandy, the world is flat. Now the world is flat. If businesses now, people like Amazon, when they grow, they hire people in outside the country because the world is flat with technology. What is the difference now? Think about it, you guys. If Sandy were to hire an office assistant and I'm applying for that job, I could have sat here in San Gabriel, or I could have sat in Manila, Philippines. What's the difference, right? So the way to compete in this kind of environment, we need to do more than our job description. So thank you, Sandy, for inspiring all the professionals here and businesses to do more than what your job description is. Do more, right? I think that's a message that we can thrive to expand in 2021 in this COVID economy. To expand, you just have to do more. More than so that you wow the clients, and that's how you gain clients for life. Think about it. What Sandy has done for me, right? The San Gabriel, the investment is $170. right? For $170 divided by 12 months, that's how much, Sandy? That's like less than $20 a month, right? There are 30 days in a month. That means my investment to you, Sandy, the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, is like less than $1 a day, right? For less than $1 a day, the chamber don't just take my money and just keep quiet, right? The chamber take that my investment of $1 a day and you literally shout it from the rooftop about our business. Man, that's how many, the ROI, what's the return on the investment?
Well, I'm so excited you see it. Now we have increased our membership rate since 2007. It is a little more, but not a lot more, because we've always, just like you said, it's for us, it's all about, if we're going to take this, what's the return on investment? What's the return on investment? And that's why we even have residents that join the chamber. They don't even have a business, because they want to see a return on their investment. They get invited to things, but they also see quality businesses that they can do business with. So a resident says, here, I'll invest, they only pay 70. I'll invest $70 in your chamber this year, because I see the quality of the members you have, and that means quality businesses for us. If you're just a resident and you call me and you say, Sandy, I need a plumber, I'm going to refer you to a chamber member. You're going to love that member because we have quality people. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, that $70 sure help, because look at the quality of business that you attract. This plumber went far and above what I thought. Century Rooter went far and above what I thought they would do. I'm so happy. And they look more and more to our directory. They go more. We're trying to train our residents, go to the membership directory, use chamber members, use chamber members, use chamber members, because those are quality people. And they see the quality of businesses that we attract, so they want to be involved with us. Yeah. That's the whole circle of life.
So this is the last one, Sandy. So for homeowners in the area, business owners in the area, and when I say the area, with the world is flat now.
It's the world. That's right. It's the world.
If you are watching this video, then you are in the area. As you can see, the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce.
You're in the area.
Right? So if you are in the area, means if you are watching this video, then you are in the area. So if you're a homeowners, small business owners, professionals, and you want to be involved more with what Sandy is doing there at the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, what is the best way to get in touch with you, Sandy?
The best way is call me. You can email me, but you can also call me. I like getting text messages. As you know, I like getting phone calls, and all my information is up on the website. And it's, I never mind getting a text message for someone that says, I want to know more about the chamber. Email is fine. Texting me is fine. Calling me is fine. You can even call the chamber, because I do go into the chamber and check messages, but you can call my cell phone.
And what's the number?
My cell phone is 818-636-1149. That's my cell phone. Always on. Happy to get a text message. Happy to get a phone call. And the chamber number is 626-576-2525. I love to hear voices. I love to have someone call me. I love that. So I love connecting by phone.
Sandy, thank you for spending an hour here to help, to inspire, to empower small business owners in the area, professional in the area, and anybody and you know what you have done here in the last hour. You encourage, you inspire, and you show real proof. You don't just talk about it, like you show what you have done with the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce in the middle of coronavirus, Sandy, where everybody shrink. You actually expanded. You bring the chamber from the tiny little chamber in the city of San Gabriel. Now you bring it online. And you help other people, like you help everybody in the area, you bring it online, and now we are doing this Zoom. You and I, we didn't know Zoom.
No, we didn't.
So Sandy, thank you for always inspiring, helping us to grow here in this area to help more people. Sandy, put on the comment below, you guys appreciate, call, text Sandy, thank her for everything she has done for our community. Once again, Sandy, have a good day.
You too, Rudy. See you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.